Hey guys, and welcome to demguyspodcast. We have gotten so popular now that we have started exporting our editing to someone else. We're not doing our own editing. Some outsider is doing our editing for us now.
What are you talking about now? Is this true?
Yeah. Because
I can't read the inflection in your voice to tell if this is not true. Or
the
if
guy
it is
who is editing our podcast is not on the podcast.
Oh, that is true. I'm just lost in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, sorry.
You guys come find me whenever you're ready.
What I was trying to say there is that Slash is not with us today, and he edits.
Oh, okay.
I got that. I was trying to think of doing the best Slash impression I could.
Well, if you guys can't tell, that voice that just happened was not Matt, aka Slash, but instead was our guest this week, Caleb Wee. Oh, I'm sorry. It says CalebWest. I cut off the end of that. CalebWest.
We're like Caleb me.
Caleb you, yes.
Caleb you.
That's who it is. Caleb is one of the administrators on the Vintage Beef fan server. Probably the worst of the three.
Yep,
but
easily.
He gets stuff done every once in a while.
And also an occasional YouTuber, although not recent because I'm busy with stuff, but that's another.
Tis true. Tis true.
So, before we get into the rest of the podcast, I just wanted to say, if you would like to email us, you can send us a question, if you would like to ask us a question...
Come on, Drew. Pull it together.
Yeah, I don't usually do this. It's throwing me off. No. You can send us a question at...
You're supposed to say it first.
demguyspodcast at
demguyspodcast@gmail.com. I don't even spell that last part, but I did this time.
Slash, we're just falling apart without you.
I've been waiting for 4 weeks to do that.
Yeah, it's true. You missed last week.
I did. Last bye week.
Yeah. Okay, well, hopefully you understood that. But, yeah, you can send us questions for us to answer in our podcast. And just...
At that email address that is posted on the screen.
Yeah, it'll be on the screen. So, hopefully if you didn't understand that, you can read.
Worst podcast ever.
Yeah, so just put podcast question in the email subject line. Alright, so...
Let's do it.
Yes, CalebWest, what do you have to tell us about yourself?
Oh, well, I'm human, Canadian, male, and is this being too general? Yes. Okay.
No?
No, we talked about this before. So usually the Dem guys talk about video games in this part, but I've been really busy lately, and instead of video games, I've been living through Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood. I was in Italy for 2 weeks, over the past 2 weeks, and it was amazing. And I was in Florence and San Gimignano, like in Assassin's
San Gimignano? How do you say it? Is it?
I don't even know. I was there, and I have no idea. Everybody says it differently, but it was.
I think it's San Gimignano or something like that.
Something like that, but it was amazing. I love that.
Did you actually play the games before you went?
Yeah, I was a big fan of this game.
Awesome.
But yeah, San Gimignano. It didn't have as many towers.
I don't think it's San Gimignano, but either way,
I don't know how to pronounce anything in Italian.
Gimignano. All right, continue.
But the point is that they're amazing, and we went to Venice for 6 hours, and it was the best 6 hours ever. And we went to Rome, and walked around there a bunch, and went to the Vatican, and saw the Pope give Sunday Mass. That was very.
You actually saw him with your eyes?
Yeah, I did. He was really fun. He's like, because everybody gathers in St. Peter's Plaza at noon on Sunday. And then the Pope appears in this window way up in his apartment, and then he blesses us all and gives like a 15-minute talk, and then you clap, but he's speaking in Italian, or I think it was in Italian, so I'm not sure what we applauded to, but we applauded.
I think isn't it normally Latin? I mean, I may be wrong, I have no idea, I'm not Catholic.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But, okay, I've always wondered this. I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Do you think, just based on what you saw, how much earlier than coming out of that door do you think the Pope wakes up? Do you think it's like 30 seconds? He kind of rolls out of bed and then just walks out there and then rolls back in?
Maybe like, I gotta do this again. No, I think he's a pretty cool Pope. I bought a lighter with his face on it.
Oh,
because my buddy who's Protestant likes to smoke. So
right, so
I thought that it was great. So I bought that.
Every time you light up, you'll be reminded of good old Frankie, whatever his name is.
Francis. Yeah. But, yeah, we saw him, and we saw where St. Peter was buried, and the Pantheon in Rome, which was, like, the best building I've ever seen ever. That was a religious experience. That was amazing.
Now, the Pantheon, if you guys don't know, Clay is a architecture, I guess, have you graduated with your graduate degree?
Yes, I have a bachelor's of architecture.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're undergrad?
Yeah.
Or I don't know how you do it in Canada.
It was an undergrad,
yeah. So the Pantheon is famous for... Isn't it famous for the Golden Triangle also?
I'm not sure about that. It's famous because it's the world's largest unreinforced dome. So it's basically this huge dome, and there's a hole cut in the center, so that when it rains, all the rain comes into the building.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Parthenon.
And
different building.
No.
Yeah,
that's different.
That's in Athens. And
yeah,
the Pantheon is like a perfect circle, so it would, if you had a balloon that was 43.3 meters, sorry for meters, but I don't know the feet conversion.
It's like 130 or something like that.
Something like that. In diameter, then it would touch almost every single edge with a centimeter's, like, error. Like, it's insane. Wow. And it's 2,000 years old, and it's just the most beautiful, and the light in there. And then there's all this, like, Renaissance stuff on top of medieval stuff, on top of Roman stuff, and it's just, and Raphael's buried there. So cool.
Screw video games, guys. Let's go build something. Like, in some undeveloped lands, in some historic place. Let's go just claim it and build something out of stone. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that was cool. And then we visited, are you Catholic, Drew?
No.
Okay.
I'm not Catholic. Slash is Catholic. I am...
Well, then for Slash, when you're editing this, I visited St. Peter's Cathedral, and that was quite awe-inspiring as well. And because it's really cool, because they don't let you, like, within 100 meters away from it, and you have to, like, go through security to get there, and it's really easy to go through security. But then, like, once you get up to it, it looks, like, kind of small from way back, and then once you're up to it, it's just, like, humongous, and you walk inside, and it was probably like the biggest single room that I've ever been in my life, and it was just completely ornate. Every foot of it was just gorgeous. It was amazing.
Awesome.
So,
that sounds pretty fantastic.
That was my experience.
How
about you guys? How do you?
Well,
do you have fun?
I had one last question for you about being there.
Sure.
Did you ever see any of the hay carts that Ezio jumps into?
I saw none of them.
Oh,
there are no hay carts.
Not even like piles of hay anymore?
No. However, the fashion sense seemed to be Hard Rock Cafe. There were people with Hard Rock Cafe t-shirts everywhere. I have no idea why.
Even the locals, they're just like,
yes,
yeah, I really like it, man. It's just really good food.
It was really weird. I saw one in Venice and one in Florence. But,
perfect. All right. That completes my mental image of Rome or wherever.
I'm actually curious. I don't know how much you were like driving around or whatever, but I've always heard like the roads and like the countryside and all that stuff is amazing in Italy.
The countryside, we saw it going by at 250 miles an hour in a high-speed train.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was quick.
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
So you didn't get to drive on the roads, really?
No, we took a taxi 6 times, and we died from a car crash almost, or we almost died from a car crash about 130 times.
Wow.
It's like you're just holding on to yourself, praying that.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad ratio, man.
It's like... really scary, but it was fun. And then we walked everywhere. We just walked for like so long. But
I have tons more questions, but I'll have to ask you some other time because I don't want to bore the viewers with my terrible thoughts.
Yeah. Other than that,
listeners.
Drew, Snow, what video games do you play?
Well, we brought it up in the last episode. We have decided that the way we determine who gets to go first is by we roll
a completely rigged roll that only Drew can see, and then we can just hear this little tinkling noise, and then he tells us what it means.
And I have a new phone, so I don't think the sound is going to be on, and I'm not going to try and
do that. So just make up a number, Drew.
372. No.
Yes! I go first.
So it's a D6. We'll do Snow as 1 and 2, Caleb as 3 and 4, and me as 5 and 6.
Okay.
So rolling, and Oh, it's a 6.
It was a 6?
Rig.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised, honestly.
Okay, Drew, what have you been playing?
Okay, well, I have been playing Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which that game is so massive and it's awesome, but I'm like, I feel like I can't even see that I'm anywhere close to the end. Like, I feel like it's way bigger than Skyrim.
Have you checked the playtime on it?
No, I have not. But there's just so many side quests and stuff that I've been coming across. The main reason I know I'm so far from the end is that I feel like I've been making some pretty good progression in unlocking the map. And I decide randomly, hey, I'm just going to zoom out as far as I can. There's like multiple countries in the map, and I'm like halfway done one country.
Well, that's...
I have a quote for you from Kotaku, just to heighten your spirits here. He said, that means easy difficulty. This is talking about his playtime, one of these guys' playtime. He said, that means easy difficulty, skip all cutscenes and dialogue, sprint everywhere that's sprintable, fast travel everywhere you can, don't do any combat you don't need to. Then all of that took around 200 hours, and that was a speed run.
Oh my god.
So,
this game's going to take me a few years, I think.
I think you're not going to make it through, man.
I've never even heard of it.
It's
me neither,
really
until I just looked at it.
Game. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Unfortunately, they were working on a sequel, and then the company went bankrupt. But no,
that's probably because they spent a ridiculous amount of money getting 200 hours of playtime into the first game.
But no, it's seriously an incredible game, and it wasn't very well heard of. It feels very much like playing Fable or something like that. It's kind of has that kind of gameplay feel to it. But the storyline and the world and stuff also has a very like Dungeons and Dragons, just like classic fantasy feel, and I love that about it. So
yeah, I'm looking at
cool.
Google images of it. That looks.
Yeah, it's really good. So, and it's pretty cheap too. Like I think it's only for 360, and it might also be on PC. But like you can get a used copy for like I don't know, like $10 to $15, I think.
Cool.
So yeah, and then Saints Row the Third is currently the free Xbox Games with Gold, free download for this part of the month. And once again, there's a few days left. By the time the podcast comes out, there's a few days left for you to download it for free if you have Xbox Live Gold. And I beat it on PC once before, but since it was free for the Xbox, I'm playing through there. And
is the third the one with like all the superpowers? I played through the second one.
That's the really new one.
A ton of fun. Okay.
The fourth has a ridiculous amount of superpowers. The third has a ridiculous amount of inappropriate things.
Okay.
I think they all do.
I believe. Oh, do they all?
Yeah.
I mean, I've just seen some of the third, and I'm like, oh wow, that's on YouTube.
Phallic shaped sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saints Row the Third it's not a family friendly game. It's not one I would recommend to most people, but it is at the same time. It's crazy fun, and so yeah, I've been playing it co-op.
So who cares?
With some of my friends.
Yeah, a lot of people like try to compare Saints Row and GTA, but really they're so different. Like. Like
Saints Row is just ridiculous.
They're open world, and that's about where it ends. Because GTA,
and you kill people,
tries to take itself
seriously. They're
seriously.
both about crime.
Yeah, or have some GTA try to have some sort of social commentary, and Saints Row is just like
whatever, man.
Let's have a man-shaped sword.
We all got really high, and then we made a game. And that's what we came up with.
It's ridiculously fun, though. So
yeah.
And then finally, I played a tiny bit of Minecraft. It almost didn't make it on the list, but
I thought that said Mincraft.
That's because someone changed it while we were talking. I played a tiny bit of Minecraft on the Vintage Bee fan server. I actually recorded an episode, which is something I haven't done in a very long time. I think I actually haven't recorded a Vintage Bee fan server episode since we did the Munchmo prank, which was before PAX. So it's been a while.
It was a long time ago, man.
Yeah. But I had a lot of fun. It's going to hopefully be out by the time the podcast is out. Hopefully.
Cool.
So, yep.
All right. Let's roll them up, see who goes next in this completely fair rolling system.
Yes.
Do you have 3 and under and I have 4 and above?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a 6 again.
Yay!
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rigged.
All you listeners on the listenership, you know what's going on.
So I haven't played much of anything because I've been busy with stuff, but
Good thing you won the roll then.
Yep, I played a little bit of Counter-Strike, but I suck at it. And then I played a bit of Minecraft, and I pranked, the most recent of which pranking Slash a couple weeks ago in that marathon fun prank. Where
Which was mentioned on the last episode of the podcast. If you guys want to know about
he talks about
the exact details
on his channel and in the last podcast, and I'm going to put out a video eventually on it.
But we did want to get some commentary from you on what it was like.
Oh yeah, so I came up with the idea in like early February of putting the moon above his base because he's from Majora's Mask because he's Link, and then I just had time to let it sort of sit and stew in my head and let it sort of evolve, and then I was almost at the end of thesis or doing my schoolwork, and I thought it'd be fun to sort of play around with them, and so that inspired the signs, and then I just was going to put one sign after another, and then I decided to chop it up to make sort of a message that he had to unscramble, and turned out...
What was the message text ended up being? Was it like a poem from Majora's Mask, or did you make it up?
No, it had elements and quotes from Majora's Mask in it, and it alluded to Majora's Masks in a lot of ways, but no, I wrote it.
It's beautiful.
And it lasted 4 of his episodes, I think.
Which he was like... on the podcast, he was definitely implicating all of us. Like, I'm pretty sure he was pretty convinced it was me until I was good enough at playing dumb.
Well, then he thought it was Fu Mandunian.
Possibly have done it.
Yeah, I thought it was Fu for a while. And I was actually on Skype with him, and we played some Minecraft and stood in front of the signs and talked about them, and I was just like, oh yeah, maybe he's trying to do this, and like was spitballing like the weirdest things, and he was like, oh yeah. But it lasted 4 episodes and the signs before the main prank came, and I wish it only lasted 3, but I wasn't ready with all the materials yet, because it took a lot of stuff to build that moon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So
and a lot of time.
Yeah, 12 hours. That was a while.
That's probably about what it took for Daughter and I to prank your base with the
giant. Yeah, when you built my school. That was awesome.
Yeah, whatever the heck that thing was.
Yep.
Now, Caleb, I was wondering, is it true that you had no knowledge of Legend of Zelda and you had to do this, like, you had to research all of this?
I played maybe half to 3/4 of Twilight Princess when the Wii first came out. And I had like, on my GameCube, I had like a demo that would shut off automatically after 20 minutes of Wind Waker.
Dude, you probably could have speedran that thing. You're like halfway through the game in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You become the best.
But other than that, no. I've never played any. It was all research. And it has an IMDb page for quotes, and there's a page on Wikipedia about Majora's Mask, and there's a page on the Zelda Wikipedia on Majora's Mask, and all those things together are fairly comprehensive, I felt. So,
all right.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yep.
Those are the kind of pranks I like the ones that aren't just, here's this random bunch of stuff I threw on your base.
Yeah, I have one more plan sort of like it for someone else, but...
Well, except the only problem is that they're going to know it was you, because nobody else is currently doing stuff like that.
It's different than the signs, but it's weird, and it sort of takes you to places that you don't
Well, maybe
know.
the rest of us will have to start
pranking me?
Doing stuff so it doesn't make it obvious who it is.
Yeah. You guys got to step up your game. Come
on. Oh, yeah.
I have some stuff in mind, don't worry.
Okay, good.
Is it my turn now, or do I have to roll against myself?
Yeah, we have to roll.
Okay, I'll probably lose with you rolling.
Alright, so...
You get 3 and under. If it's 4 and over, we skip you.
I get 1 through 6, we'll see what happens.
Okay, well then let's take it to a D8.
Oh, screw you. No, whatever. I'm just gonna go, okay, man? I don't want this on my conscience.
By the way, it was a 2.
Oh, good. Okay, I won. So, I've been playing... This is 4 weeks of games, so it's really not that crazy, but I've been playing Minecraft. I beat the dragon, finally, I think right after the last podcast on my little single-player world that I was playing for fun.
Yay.
You know how much experience you get for beating the dragon? It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot.
It's like 60 levels or something.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm super overpowered in that world now, and I don't want to play it anymore.
I think it used to be like 120, though.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't...
Back when it was like 50 levels to a chance.
I've been playing Minecraft for a long time, and that's seriously the first time I've ever beaten the dragon.
Yeah, I've done
by
it
myself.
in a group. Or in like creative.
Yeah. And I had no idea what I was doing whenever we all did it in a group. So. I died so many times in that thing. I think I lost like my enchanted iron armor, which was really important at that point. So, and then I've also been playing Mirror's Ledge, as somebody in this podcast deems it should be titled. Gotten a couple more levels further in that.
Yeah, I was going to say, how's that going for you? Because as you probably know, Mirror's Edge is in my top 3 video games. So
Yep.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
It's good. It's more of the same, but I'm still excited to finish it.
Where are you in the game right now?
I can't remember. I haven't played for like 3 weeks, so...
Okay.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
I
will update you on the next podcast, though.
You probably did the running and jumping and climbing part.
Yeah, I think I've accomplished that most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I passed that level. May go on to something else now.
Okay.
I bought Kerbal Space Program because it was... I talked about this last podcast I was on. I wanted to buy it, but I didn't want to buy it for full price. And literally, like 2 days after, the Humble Bundle had their Humble Bundle summer sale. And KSP was discounted, and I was like, well, crap, I have to buy it now. So I did. I've crashed into the moon a couple times. And I can just kind of take over Slash's role talking about KSP where nobody understands what he's saying. So I sent a manned mission to Duna and threw some... I don't know what a manned mission to Duna is yet, but I know that he does that a lot.
I've scratched the surface of that game. I've got a couple things in orbit, and it's really fun every time I play it, but I just never get around to doing it again.
Yeah. It takes some effort, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely still in the training phase. And some of the training is glitchy, man. Like, they build this rocket for you, and they're like, hey, get to the moon. I'm like, okay, so I adjust my orbital pattern, get to the moon, and then there's, like, the stages on the rocket, right? So there's the thrusters on one side and the thrusters on the other. So you're kind of figuring out how to work this rocket they give you. And then they won't let you stage, so you run out of fuel on one rocket, and then they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, you're screwed now. Like, what the heck? So I've got all this fuel, but I can't use it because my stupid rocket won't stage. Anyway, personal problems. But along with that, I've decided that I can't stop buying games because I've bought way too many recently.
Do you want to mention some other games you've bought?
Yeah, I guess. I bought Batman Arkham City for the PC. I completed Batman Arkham Asylum for the 360, and I really wanted to play this other one. But I never got around to it, so I'm going to try it on PC and see how that is. I don't know if I'm going to LP it or not.
They've actually just announced the 4th one.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through Arkham City. It's pretty fun.
Wait, what's the, okay, you said the 4th one.
Yeah,
there's Arkham Asylum, Arkham City.
Arkham Origins.
Oh. Well, I don't know which one I have completed then, because those both sound correct. Anyway. And then I bought, what else did I buy? I bought something that's going to be exciting. I don't know. I'm also playing Ether 1 and The Last of Us. Those will continue. And then something else that we will get to later in the podcast. What else did I buy, man? Oh, Papers, Please. Yeah, I'm really excited to play
that's a fun game.
I don't know. Again, I probably won't LP it just because the crap has been LP'd out of it.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just play it on my own. And then I'll tell you how it goes.
Really good.
All right.
And The Last of Us, I played it over the last summer, and cried like a baby when it ended.
Because it's so emotional.
The ending...
I'm like halfway through,
I don't think I've ever experienced an ending in anything else where it's like so perfectly done.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was great.
You've given me motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I felt that way just watching an LP of it.
Yeah, it was great.
Alright, I'm excited now. I'm gonna start back up on my channel. If you guys have noticed, my channel has been barren, unable to bear fruit recently.
Mine too.
Had some changes in my living situation that are resolved, kind of, almost. But resolved enough to where I can probably start recording. I just have to deal with my cat.
Okay.
Which is cool. But yeah, I will start back up this week. Woo!
All right.
time for the news. Do you want to roll against myself again because you guys don't have any news topics?
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah.
We have good news.
Yeah, I wrote that on there because you had no news, and somebody the other day told me no news is good news.
Yeah.
All right.
But that was when it came to medical results, which I'm still not convinced.
I remember that.
All right. Well, do you want to just jump right into your news then?
I mean, I don't want to forsake the role if you're not going to do it. I just,
All right.
you know.
I will do it.
Okay.
And
I'll be 1 through 6.
it's a 6.
Yes. All right. 2 for 2 on the rolling against myself. Thank you.
Golf clap.
Oh, very good. First of all, as you guys know, and everybody else probably knows, MindCrack UHC Season 16 has started. Is it Season 16? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a good one so far. I think we won't get too spoilery in it.
I haven't even watched very far into it, so...
Oh, man. You're off the podcast, man.
Actually,
Me too.
Flash is currently the one off of the podcast, but...
Oh, just wait. We will eject you from this conversation.
Next week.
Favorite Skype message ever is when you eject somebody from the conversation. The UHC has been good. It's been teams of 3, which they've been kind of stuck on. I like teams of 3. I don't know. Everybody has their opinions, but teams of 3 is probably my favorite. Unless teams of 4. I really like teams of 4. Anyway, but they have Eternal Day, and then they also have the new world border that closes in. I think it's 1 block every 12 seconds, I think they said. Maybe it's 5 seconds. I can't remember. But we will see how that impacts the teams. We're 3 episodes in, and there's been minimal impact, so I don't think that's too spoilery, but it will be interesting.
Yeah,
about the world border.
I've so far been watching just Aurelian's perspective, because I haven't had time to watch a lot of videos. And so it's Good, Aurelian, and B-Dubs that I've been watching. And I know they did not know what they were talking about, because at some point they're like, I think it moves like 5 blocks every 20 minutes. No, that's not right.
No, it's definitely so it goes from, I think the total size is 1,000 by 1,000, and it goes down to 200 by 200 in the span of 2 hours, I think.
Okay, so do the math yourself.
Do the math there. Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out later. I think that's all we can say legally about UHC. We are bound by a non-disclosure agreement to not reveal any more.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, whenever a MindCrack UHC comes up, if I haven't already been thinking about it, it reminds me how much I miss playing UHC and want to play it again.
Yes, I have plans about that. Kind of. I have plans to have plans about it. We gotta figure something out, and I'm gonna step up and figure it out.
There has been talk for like a couple of months now about...
There's been talk, but nobody's actually wanted to set it up themselves.
Right.
So I think I would be the one to coordinate it if I can.
Yeah,
I've been busy, and I've been meaning to coordinate it. Because I've coordinated.
We'll figure it out. It's gonna happen. Soon.
I just hope that we can plan it far enough ahead. Like say, okay, this is the definite date. We're doing it this long from now, and it's several weeks where I can actually ask off from work to do it, because I don't.
Yeah, because you always have weekends.
Yeah, that's when almost everybody can do it. So
it would have been a great day. Monday, May 26th, probably, since everybody's off of work.
I was doing stuff with my family.
Oh my gosh! Never mind.
So is somebody else apparently. Slash.
Yeah.
I at least left early enough to get back for this, but Slash was like, "Nope."
Whatever. We'll figure out our scheduling woes.
But
later.
We'll have another VBFS one, and maybe, hopefully, another community one.
Ooh, I would like to do that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Going along with the theme of MindCrack videos, there's also been a new series that has come out. I think since the last podcast. I can't remember when the first episode was. But in MindCrack, a couple of the guys, do they have a name for that team? The guys that play Gmod? It's like...
I think the G-Team.
G-Team.
That makes sense to me.
Goo Video co-star Milby, Pause.
Pyro?
I think that's it. Yeah, Pyro's not in Space Engineers.
Co-star?
Yep.
Well, I'm talking about... I haven't watched the Space Engineers. I watched like 10 minutes of it earlier, and I saw this in the documents, and it was okay.
See, I thought it took a little bit... It's a little bit more mental.
Yeah.
related than Gmod is, because Gmod just run around and stab people. It's not that hard to figure out.
I
Space Engineers, it's kind of funny to see them all working towards a goal. And Space Engineers is a game, it came out a long time ago, like October or something, and they have just gotten around to implementing multiplayer so they can play across the server. But basically, just a brief... Go ahead.
I like how your definition of a long time ago is like 7 months.
Well, for a game, I mean...
I don't know. When you said it came out a long time ago, I was picturing like early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, if you can... What am I trying to say?
And like Starbound
relative to Gary's mod.
Starbound came out in like December, and I think Slash plays it occasionally, but other than that...
I was going to say, does anybody else LP Starbound? Nope.
I haven't touched
that was
it
a huge
months,
deal when it came
months,
out.
But...
Yeah, me too. But yeah, basically nobody really LP'd Space Engineers, and MindCrack is really the first one I've seen out of the kind of big people I watch.
I think Vex did.
Did he?
I think so.
I'll have to check it out. But it's interesting because it's a voxel-based game where it's voxel-based, but it's the blocks aren't exactly cubical sometimes. So you have to, in survival mode, they're all kind of playing together to mine for minerals, for ores, and craft things, surprisingly enough, to fix their spaceship is kind of what they're doing. They have this spaceship that's crashed into a big asteroid, and they're trying to figure out how to fix it so that they can get it up and running. But it's pretty funny, leads to some comical adventures. So I would recommend that. It's something I want to check out too, but I don't know if we're going to have enough people to play it on the server, which is sad.
I did not watch the video, and I just, from the title of it, I was picturing like a first-person FTL. Like, where you're on a spaceship and, like, you have to do the different roles and keep your ship
That would be kind of interesting,
running.
but no, it's more of they're basically just... I mean, they can assume the roles, where, like, one guy can go up and steer the ship while the other guy is doing whatever he can to move the rocks and stuff like that, but it's a little bit different in that it's kind of free-for-all. Do whatever you want type deal.
Okay.
But it's very interesting. I recommend it. There's 4 or 5 episodes out right now, so they're pretty far into it. I don't know if they're going to continue it. Yeah.
I hadn't been following it, but I thought they'd maybe done 3 at the most.
There's definitely 4, and I don't know if they've...
I think there was
put out the
5,
fifth yet.
because I
Is
checked
there?
co-stars.
Yep, that's
Okay.
probably it then. They probably put out the 5th one today, or yesterday, or recently.
Alright.
Sure enough. You guys have been watching the Gmod series, though, right?
Yes.
Most of them.
I've been
Now,
watching
the crazy thing about...
Trouble in Terrorist Town, and I
Yeah,
think it's fun. I love it. I really want to try it. It
that's
seems
what I was
like
going
a
to
lot.
say. Is that's the crazy thing about that series, is that the Gmod in general came out forever ago. Like, literally forever ago. And there's so many dang games that they can LP that are just now catching on. And so it's gone from... They started off with Murder, and then they did Prop Hunt, and then they did...
Murderer was
some
really
other-
good.
They did Death Run, and then other
Oh, yeah.
random games. And now they're doing Trouble in Terrorist Town, which is kind of the... Trouble in Terrorist Town has always been kind of the quintessential Gmod game, I think.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
quote me on
that's
that.
the one I had heard about a while ago, and when I originally saw it, I thought it was funny. But now that I've seen Murderer and Prop Hunt and some of the other ones, I find Trouble in Terrorist Town to be just kind of boring.
Yeah, but that's the good thing about the Gmod series, is that everybody kind of has their own favorite game, where
Yeah.
you don't really have to watch all the
Yeah.
episodes, because there's so freaking many of them.
I really
now.
want to try it with someone.
Some of us.
Yeah, like, you need to organize that and that can pay.
I know. That's
when
the
it's
best
not
thing
a
about MindCrack
full-time
is that...
job. But
Yeah, they can just do whatever they want whenever they want,
Yeah.
because they've got so many people that are up for it. But
Yeah,
scheduling is so ridiculous with us guys.
No, I got, during some sale that happened a while ago, I got Gmod, and because someone on the AlphaCraft server had suggested we all get together and play that, and we never ended up doing it. But yeah, so I've had Gmod for a while. I don't even currently have it installed, I don't think, and I have
It's like
no idea.
$3, I think.
Yeah, I
It's
have no
ridiculously
idea
cheap,
how
especially if you get it on
to
sale.
run the game. Like I know there are like all sorts of different like resource packs and stuff. So
Yeah.
the more Valve games you have, I think it adds more stuff to it.
okay,
It's
that would make sense.
$10 on Steam right now, but it goes on sale. all the time.
$10. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that price is actually up since all of the kind of rebirth of Gmod. I think it was like $3 or $4, and then they saw the opportunity to raise it.
I bought it with Counter-Strike Source in a Steam sale for like $6. I can remember. So that was like 2 games.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
probably like 9 years ago too. Next up, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, big news in the gaming community, I guess, because Watch Dogs is coming out on Tuesday, May 27th.
Now,
it's very exciting.
Is Tuesday just the release date for next-gen consoles, or is that all platforms?
No, it's all consoles except for Wii U, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know about PC. I'm sure it's PC also.
Yeah, no, I know it's on the PC. I'm just, like, Titanfall, when that came out, they had to delay the Xbox 360 release for it because they needed to do some compatibility stuff.
Right.
So
no, I'm fairly certain. Let me look this up real quick. Continue, but I'm fairly certain it's for all consoles except for Wii U.
Yeah, because I've been waiting for Watch Dogs for a very long time.
Well, especially because they said it was going to be released. The release date was originally 6 months ago.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it too, but recently when it got leaked and like all the stuff that's come out about it, it just starts looking not as good and not as good. Everything I see, and it's kind of disappointing me. And I love Chicago
there's
too.
There's an interesting phenomenon that happens with games if you're kind of up to snuff in the video game review world, is that they have these embargoes, these review embargoes, where they'll give out these review copies to the people that are going to review it, say IGN or whatever. They'll say, okay, here's your review copy. Well, they probably got that copy, I don't know how long ago, probably a week ago, because it was just ready for manufacturing 2 weeks ago, I think. So they probably got it about a week ago, and then they were saying, you know, we're going to put an embargo on it, which means you can't release anything from this game until this date that we say. Now, there's an interesting kind of philosophy with the embargoes. If you say, well, the embargo is the same as the release date, well, some people think that means the game sucks because they don't want all these people to give it bad reviews before it actually comes out.
Yeah, same with movies. If you see like a movie with a really, really big advertising campaign, I kind of think that movie's going to be crap because they just want to fill all the people in the seats before they find out that it's crap.
There's a perfect transition in there, but I'll skip it. I'll get to that later. Godzilla, we'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay.
But the embargo, this one specifically has been interesting because it's the worst embargo I think I've ever seen. There's so much being leaked, and people... There's so many reviews already out, and there's walkthroughs out by some huge names. I can't remember who the guy is. I think it's the Rad Brad. Already has a full, 3 hours of playtime up on his YouTube channel, and the game the embargo is not lifted till tomorrow.
I heard people are streaming it on Twitch as well. Or at least
I'm sure they are, but it depends, because sometimes, this is the downside to embargoes, the kind of businessy side, is that they'll say, okay, well, the embargo date is May 27th, which is what it is here. But they'll give certain reprieves to certain people. Like, if you hear of an exclusive review, that means that review company is really the only one that's been able to talk to the game developers and say, okay, we can have this review. Now, in exchange for that...
And paid an insane amount of money to release it a couple days earlier.
Right, sometimes. Or in exchange, what they'll do, they'll either make them pay money to do it, or they'll say, well, you have to give it a grade above this. Which is why you kind of have to be wary of the exclusive reviews and make sure that, lots of times they're artificially good. You know what I mean?
Let's just pause and have a conversation in ethics of journalism.
Video game ethics. Yes, let's do that. We'll have another podcast about it called Dim Ethics, guys.
Be nice to everybody. Done!
No, it's definitely interesting, and it kind of makes me worried because this embargo date is on the release date, and even Conan O'Brien has violated the embargo, but supposedly Conan O'Brien gets paid like $30,000 to review a game.
That was probably part of their advertising campaign.
Yeah, and he gave it a good review, but it was like not a review really. It was like him just running around doing stupid stuff.
Yeah, I watched it.
So, and then I saw
was it the Clueless Gamer thing?
Yeah,
that he does.
Yes. Yeah.
I haven't seen the Watch Dogs one, but I love that series, and he never. I mean, you can generally tell whether he's enjoying a game or not, but he always makes fun of whatever he's playing, And like at the end, he's like, if this and does like some weird gesture is a good score, and this and some other meaningless gesture is a bad score.
If I were to give it a score between 1 and 24, where the top score is 19, I'd give it a 3.5, which is pretty good, and throw in a giraffe in there.
And then he takes that $30,000 check to the bank for what he just did.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I would love to have that job.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, there's a whole ethical deal with the embargo date. But this has definitely been one of the most leaked and violated embargoes ever. There's so many people doing it that they can't possibly control it. Yeah. And Watch Dogs themselves, or Ubisoft, it's Ubisoft Montreal actually is the developer, came out with a tweet that was like, none of these reviews are legitimate. They're all invalid.
I thought
somebody hacked into our database or something.
I thought that there was also an embargo on gameplay. But you could release gameplay, but you could just say like, here's the world, and not say like.
I think that may be on a case-by-case basis. I'm not 100% sure. But I know there's definitely cases when you can't show the storyline, which is what IGN stream that I was watching the other day did. They were tiptoeing around the storyline and doing different missions, and then they were like, "Oh crap, we can't show you this," and they turned it off. So interesting. I don't know. I thought the game looked good, but I may be set up for disappointment. I'm going to try to LP it, which is going to come out on Thursday. But we'll see. I don't know. It's a long game, so I may do a we'll try it out series.
Yeah, I am planning on getting it, but this may be one of those Assassin's Creed 3 games for me where the trailers look like it's going to be the best game ever, and then it's just like the cinematics are like, I still love watching the E3 trailer for Assassin's Creed 3, but that
even though the game was complete poop.
Yeah. I think that was the only Assassin's Creed that I didn't finish.
It wasn't completely,
well, I'm just basing it off what you
it
said
wasn't
last time.
Great, no. I was definitely let down. It was overhyped.
I guess I'll just give a super quick synopsis of Watch Dogs, because I realize that people may not know exactly what it is, and we've gone off on it already.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a super connected city with this CTOS, which is called City Operating System, based in Chicago, where this super hacker guy named Aiden, he used to be kind of a thug type guy, and some of his dealings had ended up getting his niece killed, and so he's kind of out for vengeance, using all of his super hacker ways to shut down the city and do whatever he can that way. So it's kind of in my mind, it's a Splinter Cell meets Assassin's Creed meets GTA type feel.
Yeah, I was going to say, from what I've seen, it definitely is more than when the first trailers came out for it. It definitely has a very GTA feel to it.
Yeah, but it's definitely, it's got the free-running Assassin's Creed thing, too. I'm assuming the free-running is going to be a lot better than the GTA free-running was, but it'll be interesting. I think it'll be good. It's kind of going to be how critical you are of it, I'm guessing. If you want to be super critical and say it sucks, it's probably going to suck for you. But anyway, I don't know. We'll talk about that more as time goes on and I get an official review of the game.
Yes.
Cool. That concludes our news section.
All right.
Woo.
So,
is it time for random fun stuff?
Yes, random fun stuff.
Do we have a noise that goes along with the random fun stuff section?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, there it is.
Yay.
You're welcome.
I was going to suggest we do like one of those like party, like not kazoos.
Kazoo?
Like, yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
There you go, random fun stuff. Perfect.
So
roll them dice, Drew.
Snow, do you want to pick the numbers this time? Who gets
yes, I
numbers?
do. I want to be the middle ones.
3 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be 5 and 6.
Okay, so I'm 1 and 2. 3.
Yay!
Yes, the fates have been balanced. So, guys, I think it was around the date of the last podcast, I saw the movie Godzilla. And I just want to give my official review. It was a great movie, I thought. Have you guys seen it yet?
No.
That's
I thought
not my kind of movie. I'm not going to be seeing it.
I've been wanting to.
I'm really into kind of world-ending, what do you call those movies? Doomsday
Apocalypse.
Disaster movies?
Yeah, Day After Tomorrow stuff.
Yeah, I love those kind of movies.
Sort of on the Godzilla tangent, my dad's friend, who he went to school with, he was in film, and he did a video for his thesis project called Bambi Meets Godzilla.
Oh God!
And I highly recommend it because it's very funny. But it's on YouTube.
Sounds slightly psychopathic.
And it has this one has 500,000 views.
Dang!
And it was made in the 60s, so it's super primitive. But it was really good. Check out Bambi Meets Godzilla by Marv Newland.
For combinations you don't hear every day.
Yeah.
Go to Caleb.
But yeah, I've really been wanting
Godzilla,
to see the new one because it looks cool.
It was really good. The special effects were amazing. The one thing I would say is that the writing was cheesy in multiple parts. Just as an example, the first time they ever utter the name Godzilla, it's got the Asian guy from I can't remember his name. It's an Asian name, so forgive me.
Jackie Chan.
But, it might be Jackie Chan, but I don't think so. I think it might be Jet Li coming back from the grave. No, it's the guy from Inception, the old guy.
Oh, yeah. Ken Watanabe.
Is that? Wow, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Good job. Except it's Watanabe.
Oh.
But I'll give it to you.
I always said Watanabe, but yeah.
There you go. The more you know. So the first time they pan over, he's the scientist guy that has been studying Godzilla and these monsters a lot. And, they finally recognize what all of the source of these issues that they're having could be, and they pan over and they just kind of look at his face for a second, and he's got this concerned look, and he just looks into the camera and says, Godzilla. And it's just the entire theater started laughing. And so there's a lot of really cheesy writing, but I think that's kind of part of the Godzilla culture is cheesiness.
A little bit, yeah.
So in that regard, I thought it was really cool.
And Bryan
now, one
Cranston's
interesting fact,
in it, right?
Yes, he is. Bryan Cranston. I don't know the other actors, but besides Ken Watanabe, Bryan Cranston.
Cool.
But he's not the main character, surprisingly enough. So it's interesting. It's a lot of stuff. I will say the movie did not happen at all like I assumed it would. It's very different than you think it will, and the advertising campaign was amazing for it.
Yeah, they had some really cool trailers.
I think the special effects definitely lived up to the advertising campaign. So, I don't know. I would recommend going to see it or checking it out on Redbox when it comes out or whatever. But it's definitely worth a watch. One interesting fact that I learned after researching it, though, is that they had a scene in there with the original character, the original Asian guy from Godzilla, the protagonist guy. And he was in kind of a, I guess, cameo scene.
Okay.
And they took it out of the movie.
Aww.
Wait, what?
They cut it. Yeah, they had this guy film it on day one and everything. They're set to film the movie, and they bring him in and they do this scene, and he's kind of when they go to Tokyo, and this guy's kind of the guy that greets them into Tokyo. He's like, welcome to Tokyo, whatever. And I guess they said in their focus groups, they said the movie was too long, so they started cutting out scenes, and for whatever reason, that 5-second scene was one they cut out. So I thought that was
I think they did the
sad
same
for that
thing
guy.
with
yeah.
Some other guy made a movie called Inglourious Bastards before Quentin Tarantino did it, and then they had a 1-second shot of him or something, and they took it out as well.
It's such a jerk move.
A little bit, but
yeah.
Anyway, that's my official non-spoilery review.
Okay.
Of Godzilla.
Okay.
That's all the random fun stuff I have.
Okay.
Drew, do you want to have lower or upper?
Or we could do odds and evens.
Odds and evens?
Yeah.
I'll be Steven.
Okay.
Steven Evans.
Stevens.
All right. 1. So.
Surprise.
It's hacks.
It is hacks.
Okay. So, this weekend I went and saw the new X-Men movie. And
Hang on, I'm going to predict your review.
Okay.
Perfect timing. I'm going to predict that you say it was good, but it's really not.
I didn't even know
What,
that
you
an
think I'm
X-Men
getting
movie was coming out.
Are you serious?
Serious
No.
what?
I've been out of the loop,
Okay.
man.
You didn't know it was coming out?
Nope. How was it?
It was X-Men Days of Future Past was the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really enjoyable.
Aha! So
wow.
I'm half right. Now let's check the Rotten Tomatoes review to see if I'm fully right. Oh gosh, how do you spell
Dude,
rotten?
everybody makes fun of superhero movies, okay? I've liked pretty much every single one that's come out recently. I hated First Class,
Right.
actually. But
what I will say is Godzilla is like the most make-funnable movie of all time, and it got like 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. which I trust is a valuable source.
I'm just saying...
X-Men Days of Future Past got 91%. That's amazing.
And it has Jennifer Lawrence.
As a blue girl.
Yeah. How can you go wrong?
So I was 50% correct and 50% incorrect.
So, yeah, so this one kind of follows after X-Men First Class, and there was a lot of really awesome stuff, and I really liked the part where died.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Wow.
Slash, you might want to beep that out.
That's some harsh stuff.
Yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next subject.
But yeah, other than that part, it was, yeah.
Dude, can you guys hear this rain on my end?
Nope.
No.
Oh, my Lanta, that's good. I guess move your third topic up to this one because it's relevant now, Drew.
Okay.
Because right now there's a crazy rainstorm going on outside my window, and it has been raining for like days here.
Yeah, we always like to talk about the local, non-relevant to most people weather that we have, and apparently snow is going through a large rainstorm. But
how ironic!
But just last week we had I don't know where else it was, but in my area in Pennsylvania, we had a massive hailstorm. And it was just like, I mean, I guess it was forecasted by the weather or whatever, but it was like, it was like golf ball sized.
Hail in general is not super predictable, so they can say like, it looks like it might hail, but it's, in general, the hailstorms aren't very widespread. So if you guys got hit, that kind of is unlucky.
Yeah, I was at work when this happened, and I was at the register, and there was someone standing on the other side checking out, and just on the roof, suddenly we just hear just this really loud sound, which was obviously the hail hitting the roof, and it got so loud so fast that I could barely hear the person who's like 2 feet away from me.
Did you overcharge them?
No.
That would have been a perfect excuse. That's how you get promoted, don't you know?
No,
I've never seen like any serious weather ever, like a big thunderstorm. And then apparently here in Ontario, for the 2 weeks I was in Italy, it was rainy as hell in Ontario. But in Italy it was fine. And then the day we come back, it's sunny, and today it was like 25 Celsius. And warm and nice. And yeah, everything's wonderful here in Canada.
And the crazy thing in Oklahoma is that we haven't had, we had maybe one kind of minor tornado, but we haven't had a single really big tornado all month. And that never happens. Like, we always have one that basically shuts down an entire town.
All month?
At least.
Once a month?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, not once a month, but definitely in May. May is the big tornado month.
Interesting.
We have, like, snow. We had a lot of snow. Never all at once, but
That's funny.
Over the course of a long time.
Guys, the world is, like, tilting on its axis or something.
Yeah, it's not going well.
Between the polar vortex and us not having any tornadoes, I'm kind of worried. And Godzilla. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I know if you guys don't watch the movie, you're not going to figure out how to beat Godzilla when he comes. So you should go check it out.
Nuke him. That's such an American response. I regret saying that. Like, we should just make friends with him and two like powerful beings, us and him.
Yeah,
surely we could do great things together.
Very Canadian, very good.
Yeah, he'd make a great snowball.
Wow.
Or she.
You never know.
So
anyway, Drew, what's this Xbalanque shirt? I don't know how to say
I was really looking forward to hearing Clay try to pronounce this word.
Yeah, I was looking at that like, I have no idea. That could be anything. I have no idea what that is.
I would guess Xbalanque.
Very close. Xbalanque.
What?
Are you missing a letter?
No, that's how it's spelled.
Are you sure there's not an XI like that?
Yes, I'm sure. It's Mayan.
Okay.
Oh.
That makes all the difference.
Yeah. So anyway,
you're right.
I was at work. I just thought this was really interesting, and it's not really video game related or anything, but we can talk about whatever. Yeah, so I was at work, and this guy walks up to the register, and he has a shirt that says Xbalanque on it, and I just was looking at it because I play Smite, and Xbalanque is one of the characters in Smite. He's the Mayan... I guess he's sort of like a demigod. He's the Mayan... I think he's like the hidden jaguar. I should probably look this up. He's
just basically from what I'm looking at, he's a guy that wears a jaguar stuff who probably has some pretty cool magic powers, but can also slash people's throats.
Yeah, he and his brother.
Xbalanque?
Xbalanque.
His brother is not in the game, so I don't remember. But yeah, he's like the hidden jaguar son or something, and he and his brother like killed some guy in Mayan mythology or whatever. So,
don't they all?
Anyway, but so he's a character. He's actually one of my favorites to play as in Smite. And so I just saw that. I'm like, this shirt clearly is not a Smite shirt because it said Xbalanque and there was a big picture of a tree. And so I just asked the guy, I'm like, I'm really curious, what is that shirt? Like, what is it relating to or whatever? And apparently it's a resort in Honduras.
I was looking at that. It's on the west end of Roatan.
But
I've been looking at the Wikipedia page, and it's kind of interesting. So you guys who are listening to the podcast can Google Xbalanque. It sounds exactly like how it's spelled.
Hunapoo and Xbalanque.
It sounds exactly like it's spelled.
Yep.
Exactly. The funny thing, if you look it up and you try to figure out how to pronounce it, it's like Xbalanque pronounced, and then all these ridiculous letters. I have no idea what they are. It's like an integral sign, and then a BALA, and then another funky N-looking thing.
And then an apostrophe.
Yeah.
I'm getting my pronunciation from the people who make Smite, so if I'm saying it wrong, blame them.
Apparently, the integral sign is how you would pronounce the shoe in SnoShoe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that Icelandic?
Possibly. I have no idea.
It's probably
Mayan. It's not even Xbalanque, Drew. It's just Xbalanque.
Okay.
There you go.
Summoned by Ixbala by the Lords of the Underworld.
We should have written this game, man. These guys did it all wrong.
So anyway, but yeah, he thought it was really interesting that I knew who Xbalanque was.
Nice.
And I thought it was really interesting that he had a shirt that said it. So I told him about the video game, and maybe he'll go play it, maybe not, but whatever.
And then did you overcharge him?
Yes. Do you think I don't do my job or something? First you think I overcharge, and then you think I don't make people pay.
How are you going to stand out from the crowd, man? You got to overcharge people.
About a month ago, I bought 2 T-shirts and they only charged me for 1.
And they got fired.
I think he was the owner of the place, so no.
He fired himself.
No!
Shut down the whole company.
What do I do now?
Okay, are we going to make Clay roll against himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pick all the numbers.
He's I through
all the numbers?
VI.
Wow, that's a lot.
All the numbers.
So what should I roll? Should I roll a D100? Or
just do whatever.
Okay,
Just do whatever.
D6. And it's a 2.
Nice.
Yay.
Is 2 one of all of the numbers?
Yeah, it's the all.
All real numbers, yeah.
Okay.
It's
true.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's
Sorry
the
for
second
interrupting.
all. So we were talking earlier about how I'm possibly an unofficial and unsung creator of Dem Guys.
He's like the Xbalanque of Dem Guys.
Because I had a hand in inviting Matt, Drew, and Snow to the server at one point in time. So yeah.
So from now on, we will have a picture of Clay's underpants on our podcast background for you.
How's that?
Okay, maybe not. I got vetoed.
At first, when you said underpants, I was like, "What?" But then it's my Minecraft.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that was just an interesting fact. And then another thing I did about, it must have been like 2 months ago. I went to the TIFF Bell Lightbox, which is like the big movie theater for the Toronto International Film Theatre, and they had exhibition on like interactive media, and one of the things they had there was an Oculus Rift. So I tried that, and what you did was you put on the Oculus Rift and then sat on a bicycle, and they had like a Xbox Connect where you threw newspapers at like people's mailboxes.
So
it was like Paperboy.
You recreated Paperboy.
Yeah, but it was like
virtual
first
reality.
person.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And it was really cool because you had to like pedal and move your arms and look around with your head, and it was just like really physically involved and really just neat. And I was just smiling the whole time. And then you're on this bike and you look down, and this is one of those video games where they animate in your feet and your legs. And I looked at them, and I was just like, those aren't my legs! And I had an existential crisis. I was like, this isn't me! Who is this?
But really, maybe that was just you taking the Oculus Rift off. Have you ever thought of that?
Or maybe I put it on after I took it off. I had it on all along.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You were born with the Oculus Rift on. And that one time when you were trying out the Oculus Rift is when you finally took it off.
After you put it on, it's like it's not even there. I've just had it on. I didn't even go to Italy.
Exactly.
It was a video game.
Yep.
Called How to Die 130 Ways in a Taxi.
But yeah, that's my random, fun, cool stuff.
So I guess you must have played. Was the display quality decent?
The game sort of Minecraft-y. It was, I don't know, it was just really, it sort of had a pixely art style, and so
they kind of hit it
just
that way.
like
Yeah.
Paperboy.
Yeah.
Because whenever Good talks about it, he always on the MindCrack podcast, he'll talk about his first experience, and he ordered one for whatever reason, even though he thought it was ridiculous how terrible the display quality was. And then I guess they came out with a newer one that has much better display
This
quality.
thing is the worst! I need it!
That's kind of what they do. If that's your job, that's kind of how that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, it was really cool. I didn't get sick at all. It was a little bit weird because you're looking around and moving your arms, and then you forget to pedal, and you start pedaling and you forget to move your arms, and it was a lot of fun.
That sounds good. I really want to do that. You're officially the first person we've ever had on the podcast that has tried an Oculus Rift.
Yeah, the line at PAX, when we went to PAX, I think we probably mentioned this, the line was like constantly full, and it took like, I don't know, a couple hours to get through, and all. There was just too much other stuff.
You basically had to go just to see the Oculus
And now
Rift.
I put it on like right after Facebook bought them, and I wasn't too thrilled with that, so I might wait for like Valve and Sony to release theirs.
You feel like
it didn't
Facebook
have like branding on the side.
Do you feel like Facebook invaded your personal space?
They penetrated my personal space.
No, it's a good enough reason to use the word penetrate.
No, I don't even have a Facebook.
Alright, that's it for random fun stuff. Now we get on to the less random boring stuff. So I guess that portion of this show would be the questions section.
Yay!
Yay.
We have one question this week.
Any noise for the question section?
Oh. Yes!
As a combination between Chris from Family Guy and Tim the Toolman Taylor from Home Improvement.
Oh, man.
Alright, our question today comes from longtime question asker, dependable question asker, Mr. Awesome Guy 246.
Yes.
He says, I think he's dependable. I don't know. Has he asked questions to this podcast?
He's been commenting on my channel for so long.
Yeah,
since I got my first subscriber boost, which... See that segue?
Which?
Yeah.
No, I said he's been asking.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I get the segue. Yeah. The listenership does not, but they will soon because I'm reading the question now.
Yeah, I just
Mr. Awesome Guy. Oh. Thank you for that. He asks, how did you get your subscribers, comma, what gave your boost, comma, or did you even have a boost? Question mark. And that's into the question. Drew, we'll start with you.
Okay, so I don't know how I got my first, let's say, 5 subscribers. It must have just been people who randomly found my channel back when I had a single player LP, which was really bad and not worth watching. But
rate, comment, subscribe.
And then I joined the AlphaCraft server, and all of the members of the AlphaCraft server subscribed, and
so that gave him an initial boost.
Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, that was just like I had like 10 more people or so.
Well, that's like 200% of what you had.
That's true. And then I gained a subscriber here and there for a little while, And then when I joined the Vintage Beef fan server, I got a huge boost because not only did a bunch of server members subscribe to me, but also we had a few fans like Mr. Awesome Guy who just like followed people on the server, and so since I joined the server, they subscribed to me, and that was the last time I really had a boost. Every once in a while I still get a subscriber. I'm up to I can't check right now because I'm signed in to a different Google account for this, but
I'll figure it out for you.
I believe I have like 67 subscribers right now. The sad thing is...
when you left 43?
No. The sad thing is I randomly decided to Google my name.
68.
Okay, 68. Alright, I'm up one more than I thought. I decided to Google my name, and I found my YouTube account on Social Blade, and I was reading through some of the stats, and the projected subscriber stats for, I think, 5 years from now, I'm not even to 200 subscribers.
Oh, don't let the man get you down, Drew.
It is tough for small.
Right, well, and there's totally, like, that just, like, it takes the data of, like, well, this is, like, how often he gets a subscriber, so that's most, like, if it continues down this path. If something happens where I get another huge boost, obviously, that's not going to account for it. And I don't need to be a huge YouTube channel, but that's kind of sad. Like, when I saw that, I'm just like, oh, that's kind of painful, but...
And this is why my advice to anybody that wants to do YouTube would be do not do it for the statistics, because you will fail.
So yeah,
the statistics are that 1 in a ridiculous amount of people actually are satisfied with the amount of subscribers they have.
There was one person on like the original bunch of VBFS members who would basically introduce himself by his username. He'd be like, "Oh, nice to meet you. By the way, you could go subscribe to my channel too. It I sound like I do this," and it's just kind of the most annoying thing. And he was always like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting a Blue Yeti because I'm almost here," and he like talked like he had a big channel, but it was kind of weird.
It's off-putting.
It is
for sure for other people.
But
and then he quit. He had like 10 videos.
Wow. I am honestly amazed that I get still, like, even though I don't feel like I'm putting out, like, really great content right now, like, I feel like a lot of my videos aren't especially exciting, I still feel like I get about, except for, like, the occasional other type of video, for Vintage Beef fan server videos anyway, I still get, I don't know, probably about 20 views or so, which,
that's not bad.
That means 20 people are watching whatever 15 minutes of your stuff or whatever.
Yeah, that's honestly the fact that even that many people are committing to continually watching is amazing. Mm-hmm. So, thank you guys.
Yeah. That's on this Memorial Day. We will memorialize. It's Memorial Day for us, by the way. The subscribers and the viewers, because honestly, I guess I'll kind of answer how I got mine. There's no rhyme or reason to how I got my subscribers. I got a miniature boost when I uploaded the Golfing with Vintage Beef video. It really wasn't that much of a boost, but in general, if you look at it, it's been pretty steady. Whenever I'm putting out good content, I get a little bit more, a little bit faster. Whenever I'm not putting as much effort into it, it goes down a little bit. But I mean, yeah, there's not exactly a boost. It's just kind of a long grind type deal. Mm-hmm. I think I'm up to 330 or something like that.
Wow.
Right, that's pretty good.
I think when you joined the Vintage Beef fan server, didn't you have, like, at most 200?
No, I was under 100 when I joined the VBFS.
Well, there you go. That's even better.
Yay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pleased with how it's grown. I always have bigger ideas, and I'm never satisfied with anything. But the one thing I will say is that I'm always disappointed when I do non-Minecraft videos, or not non-Minecraft videos, how little views they get compared to the other ones. Mm. Like, I can do a very, blah. I think one of my most viewed VBFS videos is the Spawn Tour, which takes, like, no effort on my part. I just walk around and say things. I don't do any legwork in the beginning. It was just the only reason I made that video was to see how my microphone audio was, because I got a new microphone on that video, and it's like, besides my first episode, I think it's my most viewed.
Wow.
So yeah, it like I said, you can't dwell too much on the statistics, especially if you're looking for money wise, because that does not happen easily.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Okay, it's my turn.
Yeah, good.
So I started on the VBFS, and I guess all of the VBFS members subscribed to me, so I got like 25 subscribers from that. And then I was talking to Beef one day, and I told him about my prank, or we were holding like competitions back then to get on the server, and I told him my idea, and he liked it, so he gave me a competition. And then I made a video about a competition, and I got like 300,
it was Claire's
almost
big break.
400 subscribers just from like a like and a tweet from Beef.
Yeah.
Which was pretty insane. And then we did the competition, and I added Fallen Angel to the server, and as soon as I announced that, I went down to 200.
Fallen Angel does that.
Yeah, but he's a good guy, so it's all cool. And then I was looking at my videos, and I completely forgot about that, but I did Ruins of the MindCrackers, and I came out with the very first video.
Oh yeah,
and
I remember this.
Yeah, and so that, I'm looking at my channel, it's the third most viewed video with 3,000 views, and I probably got up like 100 subscribers from that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's pretty crazy. It's insane how much.
Oh, I didn't even know this. I did like an April Fool's video. Oh, late.
That's
April
what
Fool's.
I was thinking you were gonna say.
Yeah, I did an April Fool's video with. I said that I was gonna do Ruins of the MindCrackers with Beef, Etho, and Pause, and it has like 1,000 views, and a bunch of people say
it has
like,
1,160 views.
Yeah.
Right now.
That's crazy.
and a bunch of people say like congrats, and I'm like, I thought I made it really obvious that it was a joke.
It's pretty obvious.
And then after I
watched it.
finished it, a bunch of people emailed me saying, "Oh, I'm sorry that they didn't let you on," and I was like, "Yeah, it was a joke."
Yeah, that's embarrassing. And then your other one that has 7,800 is I think that one was just it's a good video talking about the mud wrestling thing, which we like a lot.
Then
but I think it's just because Beef liked it. Right?
Yeah. After that, I think I hosted the UHC that the community one that Drew and Matt were a part of, and I just wanted it to be my subscribers, and then JustFan tweeted about that, and then Beef saw it, and he retweeted that, so a bunch of people followed me because of that, but I didn't want them to, and I almost canceled the UHC because of it, but I'm glad it.
I'm glad
it's
you
crazy
didn't.
how that kind of stuff happens.
And then we have a joke between all of us on the VBFS chat, or that Beef really likes mud wrestling, and if you want to like summon him to a chat, you just have to say like mud wrestling.
He literally has a ping set up for the word mud wrestling.
He really does.
So then I made a mud wrestling arena on the server, and Zombie Stein told Beef, and Beef watched the video and liked it, and I got like I was at like 200 for forever subscribers, and then he liked it, and I got like up to, I think I peaked at like 490 subscribers, and then because I've been away from YouTube with all the school stuff, so I dropped to 430. Which is
pretty good,
4.3 if you take away the 0.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
43 times 10.
Yep.
So that makes you like one of the, unless you count Vaughn is still a part, I think that makes you number 2.
Yeah, I think Munchmo
on the behind Nihon probably.
No, Munchmo has Bunch.
Yeah, I was gonna say Munchmo has a
he
big
does.
channel
I forgot
as well.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nihon's up to 554, and Munchmo.
Good for him.
Let's see. Nihon's done pretty well recently. Yeah. Munchmo is over 1,000, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
He's got 3,439.
Wow.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I will say the willingness of random people on the internet, to subscribe to channels that they know nothing about is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. So I think all
I
of you
do
guys,
know
it's really awesome.
I got at least one subscriber from my most viewed video, which is, well, first of all, my most viewed video has 461 views. I uploaded a glitch from Assassin's Creed 3. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, someone said, hey, like, this is really awesome, I'm gonna subscribe. And I don't know if he watches my videos, but I know I can see him on my list of subscribers, so I know that he is still subscribed.
Cool.
But yeah. Snow, while we're on the topic,
That's
what is
cool.
your most viewed video?
It's one I actually made recently. For a long time, it was my original Golfing with Vintage Beef video.
Yeah.
I think it got featured on the sidebar in a couple videos, so it got quite a few. It's definitely responsible for my highest view number in a single day. But currently, it is my Attack of the B Team mod pack showcase. It has, I think, 8,000.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, which is pretty cool because it definitely went faster than my beef video did, which was completely unexpected. So that's pretty impressed, and I really wish I would have done a better job on it, but I didn't know that was going to happen. It has 8,137. So
How much does your
pleasant
golf
surprise.
one have?
It has like 6,000, I believe.
Oh wow.
Let me
Mine
check.
only has 400.
I know. It just happened to get. It's got 4,677.
Yeah.
So it just happened to get featured somewhere, and people started watching it, and I was like, okay.
Nice.
Awesome. Anyway, but yeah, it definitely shows you the volatile nature of YouTube. It's all about going downhill.
And luck.
Yeah,
Something.
very much. Rolling stones gather no moss. What?
I got it.
Okay, well, we have reached the end of the podcast. Thanks to everyone for listening, as always.
On the listenership, yay!
Yay.
Caleb, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Yes, you're in the top 3 guests we've ever had on this show for sure.
Wow.
You know we've had
Yeah.
4, right? So you're
Oh,
you're cutting someone out there.
I am. Well, you're the top 3.
Am I in the
guests that I've
top
ever
3,
been
or
on at
have
the
you
same
had
time.
3 good ones? Because that's
We've
very
had 4.
different.
I've only had 3 personally, so I
Okay.
can't speak for Munchmo. So there you go.
Okay.
Caleb, where can the people find you online, on YouTube, Twitter, whatever?
What's your address? What's your...
I'm not sure about my YouTube, because...
No, search Caleb. I just figured it out, guys. It's not too late. Search Caleb.
Can you? I've never tried it. Oh yeah, Caleb. Okay, just search Caleb. Well,
CLAYLEB.
yeah, you'll figure it out.
Alright.
Bye-bye.
Alright, guys, I've got a question. You ready for it?
Yes.
No.
Here we go. What one toy would you like to repeatedly throw at a brick wall? Go!
Furby.
No, you took my answer! Polly Pocket. Because she'll bounce. Drew, go! Fast!
I wasn't expecting that question at all.
It doesn't matter, you still have
gotta
to
go.
answer it. Time's running out.
Okay, fine.
You can't say
I just did.
Just call it mockery. Would Ryan stop?
What? I mean, I know who they are, but I don't know why you're saying their name.
The podcast
From
is ended by
Boost
now, you
yeah,
lost. You still have to answer, though, for posterity.
fine.
Good thing we ended in a couple.
I'm gonna throw Silly Putty at a wall.
Yay! Come back and hit him in the face. Then we will
No,
have to
Silly Putty
play
would
as the...
stick.
No, Silly Putty bounces, bro.
What? Okay, fine.
Have you never had Silly Putty before? Silly Putty
I
doesn't
haven't
stick
played
to
with
stuff,
Silly
it
Putty in a
bounces when
really
it's in ball form.
long time. Maybe
Oh,
Play-Doh.
man. Perfect.
One-
Perfect
one of those
ending.
things
Yay!
that sticks. slash I'm sorry for you having to edit this.